there. This is Quinn with PTSD While Black from my new apartment. Yay. Um, just doing an update on the move. As of Friday, we've moved pretty much all of our stuff from our old place to our new place, and now is the joy of unpacking. And I'm just finding that my brain is having the same confusion that I was having while packing, that I get easily upset and confused when trying to figure out where things should go. So sometimes I just have to stop. And what I'm doing right now, I'm just making a note of some of my successes, is I'm making different boxes of different areas of where things need to go if I don't know where it goes. So that's kind of helpful. Um, Instead of thinking I need to make the immediate decisions, I still have my shred, donate, and trash boxes. And then I have a box now of my husband's stuff for him to deal with, for him to go through. And the things that are definitive that I know where they should go, I'm able to process where they should be. And that's a little bit helpful. But I'm taking breaks. I thought I'd make a video in between things. Did some dishes and cleared out a box of shoes, or at least put all of my shoes and purses together in one bin, um, because I think I'm pretty much, for the most part, I'm going to rely on the same pair of shoes for most most of the year because I still have trouble walking. So all my cute shoes, my high heels, my sandals and stuff like that, I'm just going to keep them stored up until I can. Oh, the thing that I wanted to talk about is that during the process of moving from the old place to the new place, I had two other mini seizures. And I enjoyed with this process that I allowed myself to do what I could do. Because there were days that I was pushing myself and I was bringing home maybe 5 or 6 bins and boxes from the other place. I was packing and bringing things in. And doing that, like if I overexerted myself and hurt my back really bad, and so then the next day, I was like, I needed to rest. And so I allowed myself to rest one day and then came back and did more. Well, then I tried to go back the following day after that, and that triggered a mini seizure of because of I was in too much pain. So I'm noticing still that pain is a factor, as well as dehydration and fatigue. So I just have to be very gentle with myself. And I remember that day I gave myself permission to have the seizure, to stutter like crazy. Um, and then just the only thing that I carried home was a garbage can. and and I forgot it was one other small item. I just carried home two small items instead of, 6 big old boxes to and from. So I'm glad that I'm having this patience with myself while we're still waiting for diagnosis and figuring out whether these are epileptic seizures or what else. I'm still waiting for the approval for the test that the doctor was going to order. Um, I'm being patient with myself, and I don't drive until I'm 100% okay. And that may mean waiting a couple hours, sitting and breathing, drinking some water, what have you, until I'm okay. That's what I do. Or at least this week I had to because my husband was working and I was moving stuff by myself. Um, yeah, but both of those mini seizures that I ended up having, because I had two. One, my husband was there with me when it happened. The other one that I just described, I was by myself. But both of them, I noticed it was just, I can't think. It was like I hit a wall and my brain's like, no. And it was only a slight sense of the smell aura. It wasn't as heavy this time, and it was more like a facial tick. Like I could feel like the left side of my face drawing up, kind of like a weird Elvis kind of thing. Um, Whatever. Um, yeah, it was more of that, like the face drawing and blinking and um, stuttering for these two mini seizures because I was able to recover from them quickly versus the other ones where I'm extremely, yeah, I felt tired too going into them. But in the other ones, I felt extremely fatigued. And one thing that I recognized that I did in this process of moving is I left my birth control pills at the old place and I did not take my birth control on time. So really, it was like I was just making a storm of things with um, with messing with my hormones by not taking the birth control pills, and by pushing myself too much, physically being in pain, and not drinking enough water. I was really colliding, and making all of these things that would be a perfect storm for seizures. So, or at least seizure-like symptoms is what I need to call them still. Um, yeah, because I don't lose consciousness. I'm aware of what's going on throughout most of the time. I just get very fatigued afterwards. Um, so yeah, I'm just recognizing these are different ways that I have to look at taking care of myself. And I'm being patient with myself with unpacking. I'm like, okay, if I know where it goes, great, I'll put it away. And if I don't, I will set it aside. If my husband wants to deal with it, he can, or I will deal with it when I can. And I'm not going to force myself into doing something I don't feel comfortable with. So this is like really a huge amount of progress for me, because normally I would try to just push myself to get stuff done. And now it's just like, it's my fucking house. It'll get done when it gets done. All right. So that's that's kind of nice. And yeah. So it's very interesting today too. I'm having trouble standing for too long and sitting for too long. My back's like, okay, I'm tired of sitting. So I'm going to go unload another box. All right. Till next time, kids. Peace.